him.
I want to watch the news.
Are you making headway at least?
This is the news.
Schmack-a-ma-gob, it's time for the only news that matters on Black Sabbath Sunday. And there are some who would like you to believe that there's no similarities between punk and metal. And while there are admittedly differences between the most complex metal songs and the simpler three-chord punk songs, as well as metal's long-haired and punk short hair or mohawk look, there are some instances that with just a tweak here and there, the two styles are not all that different. Case in point, if you speed up certain Black Sabbath songs, they would sound like the Ramones. And if you slowed down certain Ramones songs, it would sound like Black Sabbath. And during a recent interview with Song Facts, Sabbath's bass player Gezer Butler was asked his opinion about this observation. He says, a lot of the punk musicians really loved what they were doing. And we liked what they were doing as well. I loved what the Sex Pistols were doing. One of the Clash played on Tony's album, the drummer Terry Chimes. Played on the tour in support of Sabbath's 1987 album, The Eternal Idol. That I didn't know. Wow. And I know Johnny Rotten used to like Alice Cooper, and the Ramones toured with us as well. Did they tour with them? I think they only played a show, as I understand, but maybe I'm wrong. In Butler's autobiography, Into the Void, From Birth to Black Sabbath and Beyond, he also mentioned appreciating an overlooked cover of a Sabbath classic by a punk band, the Dickies, taking on the song Paranoid off their 1979 debut full-length, The Incredible Shrinky Dickies. And speaking of the Ramones, it turned out that the New York City punk band actually opened for Black Sabbath in 1978. However, the group's drummer, Marky Ramone, also once told Song Facts that the pairing did not go well in front of Sabbath's audience. He said it was a strange combination, and a lot of the metal fans just wanted to see Black Sabbath. So after about 5 or 6 songs, we got booed and we got everything thrown at us, coins and stuff, and any other thing you can imagine. And we just said, fuck you, when we left the stage. We gave them the middle finger and walked off. Also, during the same interview, Marky Ramone was asked his thoughts about the slowing down of the Ramones and speeding up of the Sabbath theory, to which he replied was the opposite of Butler's. He said, yeah, I don't think they could play as fast as us, but we could play as slow as them. However, upon further research, Ramones' claim is not entirely accurate, as one of Sabbath's fastest songs, Symptom of the Universe, clocks in at 178 beats per minute, while one of the Ramones' speedier tunes, Blitzkrieg Bop, clocks in at 176 beats a minute. So there you go. Sabbath can play as fast as the Ramones. And boy, I love both those bands. I would have loved to see the Ramones open for Sabbath, but I wouldn't want to see them get booed off. I like to see the full performance. I own every single Ramones album, and I love the Ramones. And I can't say I'm like an expert on punk music, because I only I think you can count them less than 2 hands of the punk bands I like. I love the Ramones. I like Exploited a lot. I thought Exploited was cool. I love Fear. I love the Clash. I used to hate the Clash with a passion, till somebody paid me to do a track by track where it was London Calling, and my God, I fell in love with that album. I ended up buying a couple more of their albums. I heard bad things about Cut the Crap, so I didn't Never heard that one, though I should, because a lot of times people's opinion doesn't really match with mine. And vice versa. I got really strange tastes. As a lot of you viewers know, when I talk about certain things, I hate stuff that a lot of people love, and I love stuff that a lot of people hate. But whatever, man. But yeah, so I love the Clash now. And my favorite Clash album is Give 'Em Enough Rope. That second album is phenomenal. I love the first one as well. Great stuff. Sandinista is not that bad, even though it's fucking 3 albums, man. Super long, but yeah, it's not as good as the 3 before it, if you ask me. But out of all the punk bands, my all-time favorite punk band is the Sex Pistols. And they only made 1 album. 1 real album. And God, I cannot get enough. That is a top 10 greatest albums of all time on my list. They're just phenomenal. I absolutely love the Sex Pistols. Greatest punk band in my world. But there are a lot of people that hate them. People call them a boy band, manufactured and this and that. But I don't know about you, man, but I can never picture a boy band with lyrics like fuck this and fuck that and fuck the little fucking brat. I don't want a baby that looks like that. Yeah, I hear no punk in that. But yeah, this Malcolm McLaren guy got them going, and they, audition people and what have you. I guess they did the steps boy bands do, but they actually played their instruments. Not that well, but they played it, and it was attitude, and that's what I always say. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love some proggy stuff. I dig Dream Theater, Kansas. I absolutely worship Kansas. There's a lot of Gentle Giant, thanks to my friend Jacob Smith. I love them too. All proggy shit. But man, I love the organic stuff. The stuff that you don't really need to know how to play your instrument, just as long as you got the songs. And let me tell you, the Sex Pistols had the songs. All killer. No filler. On Nevermind the Bullocks. What a masterpiece of an album. And then, of course, Black Sabbath. 70s Sabbath, my favorite band of all time. And when punk came in, it wasn't like grunge back then, because punk was very much against, corporate rock and all these bands. Like, they hated that shirts that said, I hate Pink Floyd and stuff like that. But it didn't do what grunge did, because while punk was complaining and bitching about the music, that music still thrived and did awesome all through the punk movement, because punk really wasn't selling while corporate rock was. And for the record, I absolutely love corporate rock. Boston, Styx, Kansas, 70s REO Speedwagon. I love all that stuff, man. At the end of the day, whatever. Joey Ramone hated the corporate rock stuff. He was always saying it in interviews. And hey, man, I'm a big fan of Oasis, and Noel Gallagher came out saying, I hate heavy metal. Hey, whatever. It's their opinion, man. I absolutely love heavy metal, and I love corporate rock. I have nothing against any of that stuff. And I know with me, it's all timeline. I got into, REO and all that stuff in the late 70s. And, the first Boston album, the second Boston album, awesome stuff. But, the critics, the gatekeepers are telling us it sucks. And I remember reading that back in the day, in that shitty Rolling Stone magazine, how they would put down, Styx and stuff like that, while Styx was still selling millions. So it didn't hurt. As much as punk and the music press try to kill off corporate rock and metal all through the decades, it never worked. But for some reason, grunge did. Because grunge at the time, you had more weapons. They had MTV and stuff. And once MTV latched on to grunge and let go of all the metal stuff, it really did do some damage. But good to know that metal came back, and metal will never go away. All hail metal and the band that started it all, Black Sabbath. So thank you all for watching, man. Leave your comments below. What do you feel about, the punk rock and Black Sabbath and corporate rock and what have you? If you hate it, you hate it. I'm still going to love it. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't and ring that little notification bell. I totally would appreciate that. And like the video, because it's good for the YouTube algorithms. So stay frosty. Listen to Black Sabbath and corporate rock if you want. If you don't and you think it sucks, hey, my condolences. And schmack 'em a gob.
Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu, you ladies of Spain. For we've received orders for to sail back to Boston. And so never more shall we see you again.